There have been some big changes in the real estate mortgage market this year, and this is causing some confusion, some myths and misinformation that's affecting homeowners and potential home buyers. Today I have a special guest, Bob Reeder from Canadian Mortgage Professionals, that's going to help solve this problem. Welcome, Bob. Before we go into the new myths and misinformation, fake news that's out there, there's a lot of people I think that are confused even what a mortgage broker is and why they should use you versus a bank.
The simple answer is that when you go to the bank, of course, you're dealing with one perspective, the bank's perspective, and dealing with a person that works for the bank. As a mortgage broker, we work as an agent for the borrower. So we're shopping the entire market, looking at every option that's available, and acting as an agent for the consumer, which is the buyer. I think the advantages are pretty obvious. If you've got somebody that's working for you instead of for the person giving you the money, of course, there's going to be better exposure to the entire market and better shopping experience.
Mm-hmm. Your job's to get them better rates, better terms, and theirs is to give better rates and better terms and returns to the shareholders.
Well, I think, their motivation is definitely to satisfy the bank and make as much money as they possibly can. And my job is to basically try and skin them a little bit and make and provide the consumer with the best opportunity available.
Yeah, and I've certainly seen you work on our buyers' behalfs.
Thank you.
So the new mortgage rules that have come into effect, are they across the board, all levels of down payment, all credit, all income?
Yeah, that recently changed. It was just applicable to consumers that were putting less than 20% down, and now it's applying to the whole spectrum. Everyone that's applying for a mortgage in the country has to apply with the stress test rate, which is 2% higher than the best rate that's being offered. So right now that rate's 5.14.
Okay. Are you seeing that affect the market much? Is it knocking very many people out?
In Calgary, our market is very stable, and so we haven't seen a dramatic effect of that part of the economic state of affairs. But the other markets in Vancouver, Toronto are affected quite dramatically. But here, that stress test has not stopped anybody from buying a home.
Okay. So it's not affecting our buying power or purchasing power too much?
Well, it's reasonably dramatic. It drops at about 16 to 20%, somewhere in that ballpark, what you could qualify for. So instead of getting your dream home the first time out, you're starting with a starter home or something a little more frugal.
Right. So some of our millennials, for example, might have to be a little more patient.
Yes. Yeah. Just maybe step down an area or go to a condo or a half duplex instead of a single family house.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And how about if I already have a mortgage? If renewal time is coming up, is it going to affect that?
Lending institutions generally do not require any qualifying for renewing the mortgage after the end of a term. Now, if you want to do something with your mortgage, take some money out or increase it to pay some debt off or something like that, you will have to requalify, and that then you would find out whether or not you do qualify for the increased amount or whatever. But just renewing a mortgage straight up, you shouldn't require any qualifying requirements whatsoever.
Okay. I don't know if it's because the mortgage rules just changed, but for some reason I'm getting the question pop up all the time. Again, first-time home buyer programs, 5% down, have they disappeared?
Yeah. Nothing else has basically changed in the market. Anyone that wishes to buy a home in Canada can purchase the home with 5% down, whether it's their third home or their first home. Mm-hmm. So there's really no restriction on down payment requirement. We're basically in the same ballpark as far as requirements for qualifying that we were before. The only difference has basically been the stress test 2% increase over the best rate for qualifying, just to give people room and give the bank a little more security.
So one final question, with rates creeping up, should people go for variable or fixed term? And if they've got a current mortgage, is it time to lock it in?
Well, this is kind of an individual, people people have to look at things individually, and some people have a stress level that's a little bit higher than others, and can stand to deal with the increase or the fluctuations in market conditions and stuff. But I think essentially the variable rate mortgage holds probably the best chance of saving money available right now, in that our rates haven't changed a heck of a lot in the last 12 years. It's been very, very stable. We had a drop of 2%. The banks gave us, or we had a drop of 2 drops of a quarter point each. The bank kept back some of that, didn't give us all of the rate that they got, but nonetheless, they took that back recently and just increased them once. I mean, they do want to plan to increase rates a little bit. Gives the economy a little bit more room to adjust to changes, but I don't think really that we have any reason to believe that rates are going to go up dramatically over the next while, and I think the variables still hold the best opportunity to save money.
Great. Well, thanks a bunch. Obviously, we can go significantly deeper on any of these subjects and other ones. If you have some more questions, please feel free to contact Bob direct. His information is going to be on the screen here. So contact Bob or his team at Canadian Mortgage Professionals, or contact our team at Eric Mortimer Associates. We're all about serving and supporting the community and providing information and getting rid of that fake news. So if you want a free home buyer's guide, we'd be happy to send that to you as well. Until next time, I'm Eric Mortimer, real estate agent and agent of change, helping you solve your problems and realize your dreams.